Hello, hello, hello. This is ASMR Emily. I doubt you can hear this because for some reason this mic's being super weird. It's probably actually Zoom because I film on Zoom and I'm not sure why, but Zoom doesn't like me and this microphone. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it hasn't been working. That's why I haven't really been filming because Zoom has just been annoying me and I don't really know what other things to use to film because I've tried a few other things to try to film and it's failed. So if any of you know how to make the Blue Yeti like work perfectly so that I can film with this and like whisper because I would honestly prefer to whisper, that would be awesome. And then also if you guys have any like free softwares or really cheap softwares to use for filming that are like really easy or editing because like I don't edit my videos. You guys could probably tell that I never edit my videos. So if y'all have any suggestions, that would be so epic because I just kind of fail as a YouTuber right now because, yeah, I don't know how to do that. So today I'm really excited. I haven't filmed for a really long time and I've been waiting to read this book until I film, even though I don't know, no one really watches these videos, but I still do it for fun because it's just so fun and I love reading this book for you guys and I just like to re-listen to them. I listen to them on my own. I'm rambling. This is going to be a bit of a rambling video, I guess. So I do have a lot of trouble sleeping. Often it's because I'm in pain with my dry skin or I'm just like really bad at like I'll wake up in the middle of the night and then I just can't fall back asleep. It's just weird. I just can't sleep well, so I just always listen to fairy tale videos. Often that's what I listen to, like storytelling fairy tales, or I'll listen to whisper rambles. I really love Remy ASMR. She is the best. Like, it's so tingly. I love her vocabulary. It's just incredible. I might link her down below because she's literally incredible. She's my favorite right now, and she's like criminally underrated. I'm waiting for like the part 4 of the video, the falling in love. I just love watching that over and over and over again. I also got to try to segue. I listen to a lot of poetry reading videos, and I listen to a lot of readings of poetry. More specifically, my favorite ones to watch are those by Rupi Kaur, whether that's Milk and Honey, Sun and Her Flowers, or the one you guys will be getting to know very well in this video, Homebody. I'm not going to try tapping because for some reason that's not working today. So we're just going to make do with this so you guys can see home. Oh, that's failed. I can't even trace. Okay, let's try body. Uh, it's like all mirror, but I swear it says Homebody by Ruby Kaur. Oh, it sounds really good for me. I'm just sad. Tapping doesn't really go through in this microphone now. Zoom is really annoying, and this mic, I don't know. I am not a technology person. Like, I wish I could edit because, like, I don't know how to edit, but like in the middle, if there's a little thing in the middle that I want to take out, I have no clue how to do that. Because whenever I try to like edit things, I can either take out from the very end or the very beginning, nothing from the middle. So, don't know how to do that. So, today I'll be reading this. There are only 2 parts left. I have read the first 2 parts if in one previous video, so you can check it out if you want. But today I'm gonna try to read both of them because I really love this book and I just want to finish it because I'm just so excited. I might just get through one part. We will see how it goes. It's just a really casual video, so if you've never seen my videos, I try to keep it casual, but then also just try to get through the book. So we'll see how that works. We'll see. I really, really hope you guys enjoy. I'm a really, really small channel, so if you want me to post more than like once a month or something, like maybe like the video, subscribe, because like it really tells me that you guys want to see more if you guys give it a like. Also, I'm sorry for background noise. I have roommates. There's 4 roommates, so I'm sorry if there's a tiny bit of noise. I'm really sorry about that. So, Homebody by Ruby Kaur. Let's move on. So, it's going to be part 3, Rest. Rest. Also, I know the picture's so blurry. I'm just using the webcam on, or not even a webcam. I'm just using the camera that comes with my laptop. So quality is not the best. I'm sorry. I am very sorry. I know it sucks. So rest will be the third part, which is very fitting for ASMR. Super fitting. Rest. Because I want you to rest and just relax while you are reading. So I will be looking down. It's because I'm reading the book. I do not have it memorized. This is my first time reading these poems, the same as you guys. It'll probably be the first time listening to these poems. So it's just an experience for you guys. I'll be reading this book with you. So I really hope you enjoy. It's the first poem. There are years in me that have not slept. Yeah, I can relate to that. Just when it's so stressful and you just don't get the chance to rest at all, and you're just constantly exhausted. So, yeah. I measure my self worth by how productive I've been. But no matter how hard I work, I still feel inadequate. This one's called Productivity Guilt. That one has a picture. It's this one. And it's really blurry. I know my camera sucks. And it is a calendar with the crossed off days. Calendar that's nicely drawn with crossed off days, which that whole poem, Productivity Guilt, very relatable. I'm sure to most of you guys. You guys can let me know your experience of this. Yeah. The next one. I fear that my best years are behind and nothing beyond this point will add up. Beyond this point. Yeah, that one's a good one. Oh, wow. I just turned over and there's like on the sides, there's little things, then there's a big drawing, so that just got me. Wow, okay. So at the top of this picture here, oh, it's a person with a mind that's all swirly. I'm sure you guys can't really see it because my camera sucks. I know. So there's a little swirly head. So the person is like stressed. And it says productivity at the top here and anxiety at the bottom here. Okay. I have this product. This is a long one, by the way. This is a very long one. So get ready. Bear with me, please. I have this productivity anxiety that everyone else is working harder than me. And I'm going to be left behind because I'm not working fast enough, long enough, and I'm wasting my time. I don't sit down to have breakfast. I take it to go. I call my mother when I'm free. Otherwise, it takes too long to have a conversation. I put off everything that won't bring me closer to my dreams, as if the things I'm putting off are not the dream themselves. Isn't the dream that I have a mother to call and a table to eat breakfast at? Instead, I'm lost in the sick need to optimize every hour of my day. So I'm improving in some way, making money in some way, advancing my career in some way, because that's what it takes to be successful, right? I evacate my life, evade my life, evacate. I'm sorry, guys. EXCAVATE, my life. Excavate. I am so sorry. Excavate my life, package it up, sell it to the world, and when they ask for more, I dig through bones, trying to write poems. Capitalism got inside my head and made me think my only value is how much I produce. for people to consume, capitalism got inside my head and made me think I am of worth as long as I am working. I learned impatience from it. I learned self-doubt from it. Learned to plant seeds in the ground and expect flowers the next day. But magic doesn't work like that. Magic doesn't happen because I figured out how to pack more work in a day. Magic moves by the laws of nature, and nature has its own clock. Magic happens when we play, when we escape, daydream, and imagine. That's where everything with the power to fulfill us is waiting on its knees for us. That one's also called productivity anxiety. Holy crap, that's a lot. Wow, okay. That one I'm gonna need to look over again at my own time. That is a really good one. That's just a lot. Okay, the next one has a little picture, a little sunflower, I believe, little happy sunflower. We can work at our own pace and still be successful. Okay, next one also has cool things at the side. So it says a lifetime on the road, and it's got a picture of a big pickup truck. Pickup truck. That's fun. Okay, this is, oh my god, this is another very long one. It is 2 full pages. Ruby loves her long ones in here. Okay. While I was growing up, my dad worked 6 days a week driving an 18-wheeler truck from one end of the continent to the other. He'd come home after a week on the road while my siblings and I would be sleeping. The sound of the front door always woke me. The basement we lived in was small. I could hear Mom in the kitchen making him a fresh meal of dal and roti. Dad would eat, shower, settle into bed, but as soon as his eyes drifted off into sleep, his boss would call and say, "Get back on the road again. Get back on the road again." And just like that, we'd catch a glimpse, Dad leaving. When you're an immigrant, you keep your head down and stay working. When you're a refugee and you don't have papers, when they call you illegal, outsider, terrorist, towelhead, that seems bad. You work until your bones become dust. You are the only one you can count on. Every time he started at a new company, he'd spend months working for free during their mandatory training period. Funny how they needed to train a man who was fully licensed, qualified, and experienced. After the 3rd month of not taking a penny home, Dad would demand compensation, and they'd offer him 5 cents for every mile he drove. Years ago, when driving a load from Montreal to Florida, he ended up in a hospital somewhere in the middle of America with his appendix moments away from bursting. When the doctor told him they had to get him into surgery immediately, he looked at her and said, "I can't afford this. Can this wait until I get back to Canada?" "When do you get back home?" the doctor said. "In 3 days," he responded. And she looked at him like he must be out of his mind. Luckily, she didn't have it in her to let him risk his life. She performed the surgery for free that night. And you want to know what my dad did right after they stitched him up? He walked out of the hospital, climbed into his truck, finished the delivery, and spent 3 days driving back home. "Why would you put yourself through that?" I ask. He shrugs his shoulders and tells me my boss wouldn't get me a flight home. Where would I leave my truck? I couldn't drive back with a trailer full of undelivered car parts and risk losing my job. While listening to him, all I can think is that no one should have to work to the bone like that. It breaks me into pieces to hear about every person who grinds for less than what they're worth. How do we sleep at night, knowing the systems we uphold treat the foundations of our society as second-class citizens when they are the reason the wheels of this world stay turning? I want to give my dad a lifetime of peace for the lifetime he spent on the road to feed us. I want him to know what comfort feels like. I want him to see he's done enough. That one's called A Lifetime on the Road. Again, that one, oh my gosh, I'm gonna need to read it again. It's so good. That's like so good. I can't imagine how much it is, like how terrible it is to have to like work for so much less than you're worth. Also, shout out to all the dads out there that are watching. You go, dads. Dads are the best. And also, my dad watches the video. So, dad, you're the best. So, yeah, that's like really crazy because, like, I know people in my family who like work for way less than they're worth. It's nothing like that because none of my family's like immigrants or anything like that. But it's still really difficult having to do minimum wage or just above minimum wage for like working to the bone, and it's exhausting, and you do so much and get so little and told you're wrong and told about so much you do wrong. That one was really good. Okay, next one. When the kids at school asked where my mom worked, I lied and said at the factory, like all the other moms. I was too embarrassed to admit she didn't have a real job, even though stay-at-home mom meant she was a full-time caregiver, driver, chef, secretary, tutor, cleaner, best friend of 4 kids, and the world's definition of a real job couldn't begin to cover all that. That one's called value. Yes, stay-at-home moms, literally, people are like, oh, you need to do like dual income. Both parents need to work. But like, I'm in an education course at my college, and oh my God, it is so much work having to like take care of children. And like, I know I'm talking about it from a professional standpoint because that's literally going to be my job, being an educator. But oh my gosh, I cannot imagine. Like, I used to go to a placement once a week. Soon I'll be going to a placement every single day. That's going to be exhausting. But literally, I go to a placement once a day for 8 hours. I come home. I'm like, I do not want to see a child again. I just want to sleep. I just want to be on my own. I cannot imagine just always, every day having a child. Like, I mean, I love kids. That's going to be my job. But oh my gosh, it's so much work. So yeah, stay-at-home moms, please respect them. Like, it is an actual job. It needs to be listed as such. And that is the picture for the next poem. Nice little family sitting out on the road. We were always in survival mode, long after we didn't need to be. That one's called Habit. Okay. I'm stuck in this constant cycle of running off to build my life and running back because I feel guilty about not spending enough time with them. Parent guilt is the name of that one. Parent guilt. That one's also really good. Yeah, because we get, especially when you're like a teenager, you're starting to grow up, you just want to separate yourself from family as much as possible. But it's really important to keep in touch with family, even if we don't necessarily want to. It's a part of growing up that we separate a bit. But it's still really important to try because someday you're not going to have them left. Someday they're going to be gone. This got dark. It's got very dark. But hey, it's true. Okay, next one has a nice picture with it. Not really a nice picture. Well, nice because she drew it and she's epic, but not nice as to what the picture is showing. So, it's basically, if you couldn't see that, bunch of people at a factory just basically hating their lives. Me every day of my life, just hating life. Okay. I thought my brown immigrant body should always work harder than everyone else in the room because that's what made me valuable. Yeah, that's awful. Like, the poem's good, but it's awful just thinking about it. And the next one, beautiful photo of a nice old lady, I'm guessing. Old lady who's looking kind of upset or just very serious. Our elders are not disposable. Yeah. Okay. I can relate to this one so much. I work in a retirement home. If y'all don't know me, if you guys don't know me, yes, I work in a retirement home in the kitchen as a server. And oh my gosh, yes, every resident is unique. Every resident is special. And we had like 2 pass away this week. I was crushed because they are all so unique. They are like all like amazing. They are all so amazing. And every time each resident passes away, I die a little bit inside because and I've been there for like 4 years. I have seen so many come and go. It's awful. But yeah, our elders are not disposable. They are not. I agree with that. Next one. The land sprawled its limbs and said, "Put your feet up." The trees said, "We will give you life." The air said, "Breathe me in." Just gonna take a break. Everyone, just take a deep breath with me. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Okay, back to the poem. Back to your regular scheduled programming. Okay, the air said, "Breathe me in." The earth said, "Take care of what takes care of you." And we turned our backs on all of them. That one's called Betrayal. Yeah, that one's good. It's like about climate change. I'm pretty sure that's how I'm taking it, about like us like emitting all these greenhouse gases. And yes, that is very, very true. People suck, basically. Sorry, I had to pause for a second there. I was dying of heat, so I had to just take off my fuzzy socks because I'm wearing a whole fuzzy outfit. So yeah, I had to just a bit little water break. And I'm back. So next poem has a little picture. Again, it's for climate change. It's got the earth that is crying. The earth is crying, and then it's covered by buildings. So look at that. Hopefully you guys can see that. We've ruined our only home for convenience and profit, neither of which will be useful once the earth can't breathe. Yep, so true. So true. I'm always all about recycling and everything, but like I just think it's awful. I just think it's awful what we've done to this planet. And it's just like a vicious cycle. Like we say that we want to like do more green efforts, but it's too late. Like honestly, like we've done so much bad. Like we need to try harder, honestly. And but then it's like the vicious cycle because people are like, we need to be more green, but then the government's like, well, that costs too much money, or and certain things are like, well, we can't do that because that costs too much money, and then it just doesn't get done, and more plastic happens, more gas happens, and it's just horrible. It's a horrible time. Yeah. Okay, next. Being the loudest on Earth's playground doesn't make us any more important than the dirt we crush beneath our feet. We are nothing except air and fire and water and soil. We are a people who forget what we are made of, a people who talk about the weather as if it's mundane and not magic, as if the oceans, as if are not holy water, as if the sky is not a vision, as if the animals are not our siblings, as if nature is not our God, and rain is not God's tears, and we are not, and rain is not God's tears, and we are not God's children, as if God is not the earth itself. That one's good. I'm just saying that's good for all of them, honestly. Okay, next one, short and sweet, and it's got a nice wheel that's basically pretty realistic. Yeah, the little. So if you can't see it, it's a person basically in a hamster ball. I think that's the name. I like, when you're just walking and it's like a treadmill, basically ball form. I can't think of the exact name. Hamster wheel. Hamster wheel. Basically a person in a hamster wheel. Yeah, that's what I said before. I think I was trying to fit into a system that left me empty. That one's called capitalism. Next one. I thought I could accomplish my way into being happy, but nothing on the outside fulfilled me in the ways that it had promised. Okay, next. Happiness grew old, waiting for me, and I grew old, searching for happiness in places it did not live. The next one has a really good picture that I love. So it's got all of the destruction of humans and all that trash in the background with the buildings and the factories emitting the gases. But then over here in the grass, probably a grassy mountain, that's how I see it. It's got people holding hands, and it's just the picture of things that people say are just dreaming and things like that. Okay. Our souls will not be soothed by what we achieve, how we look, or all the hard work we do. Even if we manage to make all the money in the world, we'd be left feeling empty for something. Our souls ache for community. Our deepest being craves one another. We need to be connected to feel alive. Okay. I can't tell what. Okay. So there's a little picture here. It's got a pretty sure that's a person, and it's like a head that's shaped like a heart. It's got an infinity sign here. It's got like a body. Pretty sure it says here in the body, but I can't tell this picture. Let me just read the poem. Maybe it'll be a bit more clear. Okay. I get so lost in where I want to go. I forget the place I'm in is already quite magical. Okay, so they're talking about how we are the magical ones. Yes, okay, I understand. Okay. Oh, this next one. Okay, I already know this one's gonna be good. Okay. I miss the days my friends knew every mundane detail about my life, and I knew every ordinary detail about theirs. Adulthood has starved me of that consistency, that us, the walks around the block, the long conversations when we were too lost in the moment to care about what time it was, when we won and celebrated, when we failed and celebrated harder, when we were just kids. Now we have our own very important jobs that fill up our very busy schedules. We compare calendars just to plan coffee dates that one of us eventually cancels because adulthood is being too exhausted to leave our apartments most days. I miss knowing I once belonged to a group of people bigger than myself. That belonging made life easier to live. That one's called friendship nostalgia, and I could not relate to that more. Oh my gosh. Like, I know I'm just in college, and I still do get lots of time to connect with certain people, but there are so many people that I wish I could connect with way more. And often, exhaustion is a big part of it, and just being insanely busy. Yes. Okay. We already have the things that can complete us. They just aren't things, they are people, and laughter and connection, called irreplaceable. That is so valid. That's like the classic phrase, money can't buy you happiness. And then people joke around, well, money can buy books and books make me happy. Therefore, money buys happiness. No, what I would say is like, okay, this is going to sound super cheesy, very cheesy. Beware, beware, cheesy haters. So like, yeah, I have a boyfriend, a new one, better than that last twink. Yeah, but this one literally, I buy a lot of Switch games, I buy a lot of books, I buy myself little treats at Starbucks and whatever, but none of even the best treat, even the best hot chocolate, even the best chocolate milkshake cannot compare to just the small happiness, just the, like, every time he enters the room. That's the happiest I'll ever be. That's literally like so much better. And you cannot buy that. You cannot buy that feeling. You cannot buy that feeling. It is like the best. There is literally nothing that compares to the joy of just seeing the one that you love. And I mean that really deeply, the one that you love. Okay. That good. Okay. You might have done the external work, but your mind is starving for internal attention. This one's called Listen. This is the picture. It's just a person over here sitting on the ground. Probably sitting on the ground and like holding themselves. Okay. The next one, I forgot to show the picture before. This one, I will show the picture before. It's like a whole bunch of tools. There's like boxes, a bag, there's like a toaster, and there's like, that's not really tools, but like it's just life essentials basically. Okay. I'm throwing the whole concept of commercialized self-help out altogether. I'm tired of buying products and services that don't make me feel any better. This one's called Empty Promises. Empty Promises. That one's good. Okay. I don't care about perfection. I'd rather roll deep in the messiness of life. Oh, this one's a bit longer. Okay. We think we are lost, while our fuller, found, and complete selves are somewhere in the future. We get on our hands and knees thinking self-improvement will help us reach them, but this finding ourselves bullshit is never going to end. I'm tired of putting off living until I have more information on who I am. I'm a new person each month, every month, always becoming and unbecoming, only to become again. Our fuller selves are not off in the future. They're right here in the only moment that exists. I don't need fixing. I will be searching for answers my whole life. Not because I'm a half-formed thing, but because I'm brilliant enough to keep growing. Everything necessary to live a vivid life already exists in me. This one's called I Am Complete Simply Because I Am Imperfect. Next one has a good picture. Basically, relaxation in a picture. Some chairs under a umbrella and table. Very nice. And like a cup of, I'm going to say that's lemonade because I don't like iced tea. Okay, productivity is not how much work I do in a day, but how well I balance what I need to stay healthy. And the name of that one, being productive, is knowing when to rest. That is something that I have started to learn, and it's still a message that is difficult for me to comprehend. But for me, I am currently in school. I'm near the end of my semester, and it's really tricky because I often am like, I need to work 10 hours straight and I can't take any breaks. I need to do all my projects, but that's not the most productive because that's unhealthy. So I've started to use the Pomodoro method. If you guys have ever heard of the Pomodoro method of studying, in which you do like little sessions and then you take breaks and you still get so much done. Literally, I get so much done. And that's kind of what I feel like is a good emulation of that, where it's basically, yeah, it's really good to be productive, but also know when to rest because you're like no good if you just basically all used up, essentially. Okay. Next one has a nice picture of just a person lying down, living the life, being one with the earth. Great picture. I have to honor my mind and body if I want to sustain this journey. That one's called life. Next. No one is qualified to decide your worth. You wake up and live your life every day. Yours is the only opinion of you that matters. Next. Little poet, it seems that the more words you write, the more you think it is you writing them. Why do you think you're in control? Didn't the words come spilling out of you the first time, pouring without permission? and now you're trying to make them work for you. But magic doesn't move like that. Your rushing is suffocating the masterpieces baking inside you. Your job is to show up for the process. Be patient, and when it's time, the universe will use you again. Inspiration. That's the name of that one, inspiration. Next one, someone happily going upstairs. They're going up the stairs. If you tried and didn't end up where you wanted to go, that's still progress. That's valid. Yeah. Very true. Okay. Ooh, this one's good. Okay, the picture. You probably can't tell the specific, but it's a person looking upset, down, and it's got a whole bunch of people in their mind that are like going crazy. They're like climbing up things, hanging upside down, climbing, hanging upside down. Yeah, they're just okay. Quiet down, I begged my mind. Your overthinking is robbing us of joy. Next. Not everything you do has to be self-improving. You are not a machine. You are a person. Without rest, your work can never be full. Without play, your mind can never be nourished. That one's called balance. Balance, balance. Okay. Next one has a nice little picture. Someone on a swing set. Someone's on a swing set. Play is when we escape time. Next one. If you want to be creative, you need to learn how to do stuff that has no purpose. Art isn't made by working all the time. First, you've got to go out and live. That one's called The Art Will Come. So one little personal anecdote that I have with that is basically like there's a lot of things in life that I don't do because I'm often very sheltered. I often don't do a lot of crazy things. So recently I did try something that I had never tried before, and it's not something that I was like I wanted to do it, but I just wanted to do it for the sake of knowing I had done it. And because like I feel like if you're trying to give advice and be like, don't do this, and then people are like, why? And you're like, well, I don't know. It's like this one comedian I really like, Taylor Tomlinson. She had a similar skit to that where it's like, yeah, I don't know why I shouldn't do that, but just don't do it. But yeah, I did it, and now I'm like, yeah, don't do it. Okay. Okay. So this first picture here, this is the poem we are currently reading. Gotta pause for a second. I'll be right back, everybody. All right. I thought I was gonna sneeze there, but I didn't sneeze. Guys, love when that happens. Yeah, probably. Okay. So that one's called Get Out of Your Way. Get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. That's not what it's called. Sorry. Misspoke. That's just what the poem is. It's Get Out of Your Own Way. Get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. I swear it's just the same thing 3 times. Okay. Next one. This one. I'm done trying to prove myself to myself. Yup. Yup. Okay, next. I became confident once I decided that having fun was far more important than my fear of looking silly. That one's called Dancing in Public. Another personal anecdote. I don't know. I hope you guys like this when I do the little whisper rambles, little anecdotes to go along with these. I don't know if you guys like them. I'm just doing it for fun. Again, I don't know. But I'm in a childhood program, so it's working with children. I have this one class that's an art class in which we like learn about creativity for children, different ways to implement art into the curriculum, things like that. And we had this one week last week that was super, super fun. And I don't know if you guys know those parachute things, but we got to use that and we were like in the gym, but it's an open gym. There are windows. And then the teacher was like, you're gonna have to get into the mind of a child. Literally, do not be embarrassed. So we were doing little dance things. So we were like acting like idiots. We were literally looking like idiots. And we had some people, some other students like walking by and they were like watching us. And I honestly didn't care. So there were some other students who were like, oh my God, there are people watching us. Oh my God, this is so horrible. But I was just having fun. And yeah, you can't care about what other people think. You cannot care. And that's what they're saying. Like when you work with children, do not care what you think because you're going to act like an idiot. They're going to act like idiots. It's a great time full of idiots. Childhood. Okay. We've worked so hard to be here. We can afford to sit down or slow down and enjoy the view. Nice picture there of a person just sitting down. Nice. And that was the last poem of that part. I do not think I'm gonna have be able to do the fourth part today. I tried to do that soon-ish. Soon, that could mean next week. That could mean 3 months from now. We shall see. We shall see. So I really, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys were relaxed a little bit. And if you liked it at all, try to give it a like and even subscribe, maybe comment. I always love hearing from people. Literally, it's my favorite thing. Whenever I hear any comment, I'm like, yes, I get to look at that. Yes, someone cares. Even if it's a hate comment, honestly. But try not to do hate comments if you can swing it. But I still love to hear from y'all. So I really, really, really hope you guys enjoyed and have a lovely, lovely night and sleep well.